Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we are checking out the last episode of Balin's Skull. I'm just kidding. It's Ahsoka. But Balin, though, is like the thing I'm most interested by. I think we said it in the last episode. It didn't really leave us on a way to get excited for this finale. And besides the whole Balin aspect, whoever or whatever is calling out to Balin is probably the thing that I'm most intrigued by. Just because I feel like Thrawn is getting back to the galaxy. And I guess the question with like Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine is like, are they going to end up on that ship with them? Or are they going to have to be stranded here and have to make their way back in some other capacity? But other than that, there's not really a whole lot for me to get excited about.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every episode of this show. The last one was probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
The one I enjoyed the least for sure. So yeah, I'm curious how this finale is going to be. I mean, you know, they gotta make it back. Like, I can't imagine, can you imagine it just ends and they just get left? Well, there's no way.
I could see a situation where that happens if they're going to like continue the story in like a second season or in the movie.
But not if they don't.
Yeah, they're gonna make it back in some capacity here. I think the jury's still out on what this show is going to become. Like, is it actually going to be, you know, Dave Filoni's version of Heir to the Empire? There's a lot of different possibilities out there. The conversation happened with Balin and Shin in the episode prior where he mentioned like, hey, can you hear that? And then she was kind of saying like, oh, the Night Sisters are out here wanting to leave this planet. Maybe we should too. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of jumped to like, okay, now you go off by yourself and like now you get to do your own thing. Balin though has just been the highlight of the entire series for me. I don't remember a character that was introduced to it that I just gravitated towards so quickly, that it was just so much there, so much intrigue. I'm curious what his motives were. I'm still curious what his motives are. I'm really curious to see what is calling out to him. I've seen all sorts of different theories out there. Palpatine, not really excited about that one. This thing called Abeloth, look into that if you're interested. Like, I'm not going to just speak it here. Maybe we'll talk about it if that is revealed at the end of this episode. But we did do a little research into that.
And you, Morgan Elsbeth.
She who heard our dreams across the stars. Come forward.
They're going to make her full
Night
Sister. Because isn't she like half? I think I saw somebody comment that.
Yeah, which would make sense.
Be rewarded.
You get pale
The
skin.
gift of shadows.
Ooh, what's that?
Paired.
She looks scared. She's like, I don't want this gift.
It's like, I don't want no part of this shit.
Do you pledge yourself to the sisterhood,
No, it sounds like a cult.
the magics?
Whoa. Whoa, what the heck?
We've seen like that green magic before.
Mike. She's gonna have more markings, right? Yeah. Wow.
Our eyes are just black now.
Well, that's spooky.
Like on Wednesdays we wear red.
What is that? A staff?
A sword?
A sword. Looks like
Katana.
a katana.
Both Towson.
Mother Talzine?
That was
Right?
her name? I thought it was Towson.
Ah, close enough. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
don't think that's it. I've never seen Mother Towson's name written, but I don't think it's Towson.
I gotta Google it. Damn it, I typed Mother Tizen. Wait, how do they spell it?
Talzin.
It's Talzine.
I-N.
Yeah, it's Talzine! I was right!
The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord? That's a cool title.
I
Like
was
the Lion, the
fucking
Witch, and the Wardrobe. So it's Towson? Mother Towson?
Talzine.
But in the entirety of like Clone Wars and
Maybe
everything,
we
we
were
were
just
like Mother Towson.
Freaking stupid. We were just mispronouncing it. I don't think we watched Clone Wars with subtitles.
No, that's not gonna work.
Are you making a lightsaber finally?
What do you?
Finally want to fight with one?
Who taught you how to build a lightsaber anyway?
Kanan Jarrus.
Oh, Kanan.
He was my master. Taught me everything I know.
And I taught him how to build a lightsaber.
That's it.
I had two of those. Kanan
One
took
for
one,
Kanan.
the other.
Yeah, it looked like it.
In case he ever needed it. It is proper that you should have it.
Oh.
Do you have like extra kyber crystals just like laying around? They need to go on their little trek on that planet and get theirs. I don't care how old you are.
Add the gun
Green or
part.
blue? He's had both. Blue. Okay.
Well done.
So he's going back to blue.
Looks like you were a good student.
What did I miss?
Maybe she was upset
Ahsoka
just about the
became afraid
master
that Sabine
thing.
was training as a Jedi for the wrong reasons after what happened on Mount.
Oh, okay, we're getting the backstory finally.
At the end of the war, the Empire purged the entire surface of the planet,
Okay.
killing hundreds of thousands.
Including her family.
Ahsoka felt that if Sabine unlocked her potential, she would become dangerous.
So she didn't want her to go to the dark side.
I feel like that's something that should have been said earlier.
Over the years, I've made my share of difficult choices. Often no one understood my reasons. Except my master. He always stood by me.
He was unconventional too.
That's why, no matter what happens next, I'm going to be there for you.
Let's go. Just finished.
As he just like has his lightsaber. Okay, Ezra, come on. Do something. Use the lightsaber.
You see the late
I
saber?
know, I said it very wrong. It was too late to like correct myself.
Just had to go with it.
Oh my goodness. I'm like losing the whole thing. Oh.
Just get out of there. Go, go.
Abandoned ship.
Go little turtle creature. Crab.
We established this. It's a hermit crab. Oh shit.
Whoa. Oh my
You're
goodness.
like, fuck my ship, right? Just run right into it. It's gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, they have to be on. I mean, that ship wasn't gonna get here anyway without the Purgle. So, I mean, you've
Yeah.
got to be on Thrawn's ship now, unless you don't want to get stranded.
It was already shot up anyway too though. Like there was, you know, that was just, okay, let's get rid of this threat. Run, little rats. Little rat
They're
dogs.
called like howlers or something like that.
Help out!
She ain't gonna do shit.
Surprised that- oh! Sorry, oh my gosh. Surprised Thrawn didn't like put somebody posted up right there at the front.
Yeah.
I shall inform the Great Mothers
Like, I feel like he would have foreseen that.
that it's time.
I wish there was some more 4D chests here with Thrawn, to be honest. I'm just gonna handle them so easily.
Ezra's using a lightsaber. Go, Ezra, go!
Oh, finally. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Bring him back from the dead. Right? What are they doing? I mean, we've seen it happen in Clone Wars, you know? Like, show me something really cool.
I know. It's Maul. I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Like, all those night troopers were just oh, she's bringing them back from
Yeah.
the dead. Zombie troopers.
Woo!
Watch them just kill them again just so easily.
Ooh, the green eyes. I know, watch them literally do the exact same thing. They're just like,
Ezra.
she said Ezra, not Sabine. Oh, that's why.
This is new.
Night of the Living Stormtroopers.
Night troopers. I don't know why they're night troopers now and not stormtroopers, but they're night troopers.
Night of the Troopers. My goodness.
So they're not going down after they get
Yeah.
hit,
So they're like hard to take down. Watch out for this one. Woo, Ezra.
too. Go for the head.
Ezra, do something. I'm gonna chalk that up to he hasn't fought in a long time.
They make it on board the ship, which will be problematic. We
Okay.
require
Oh.
more time.
What does that mean? Like,
For her to fight?
To do what? Like like you go stay here to
And fight
fight
them?
them off and like you don't get to leave? Is that what that means?
I just got this fucking power and now I have to die?
I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
I'm
Like,
assuming, yeah.
I'm pretty sure her actress in real life is like Bruce Lee's goddaughter or something, but I also could be very wrong.
Morgan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody say that. But also I didn't look it up, so I just went off of a comment.
Believe everything you read.
It's cool to see like Ahsoka with 2 lightsabers versus her with just her katana. She's gonna use Force. Ew, look at its
Ooh,
like
that was
face!
cool.
So zombie wars. She did it! Oh!
The brain. Like
The
every zombie movie of all
brain.
time.
Don't break what you can't. Wait, that's the wrong.
What were you even gonna say?
If it isn't-
Cut off the head.
If it ain't broke, don't fix. I said don't break what you can't fix. You know, because brain. Like Zombie's brain. Force jump! So are they really just not gonna make it on the ship?
Like I said, I could still see them being stuck here and then having to like try and make their way back to him later.
I can't make that jump.
Well, if you jumped earlier, maybe you could have.
Appreciate the compliment.
Did you have your jetpack?
Can you pull me across?
Like with the Force?
I can do this.
You just moved something for the first time ever.
What about Ahsoka?
Go!
Oh my gosh!
Not look like you're about to fucking make it!
Oh! What? Dang.
I feel like that's a stretch, right? He grabbed
Wait, did he
onto
grab?
the bottom. Of course he did. They're not gonna kill him like that.
She's not gonna do it. She just did it so he could get on. Oh wait, okay, never mind. Oh, I thought she was gonna be like, she's not gonna leave Ahsoka. Never mind, she literally just left Ahsoka. That was so wrong like 3 times. I guess she was just saying goodbye in her head. Ooh. Dang, she lost one of her lightsabers.
And you will die here. Alone.
Not alone.
She did stay.
She stayed.
Or Ezra and Thrawn came here together and they're leaving together and they're staying here.
Yeah. Ezra's gonna be like old times' sake.
But what about Shin and Balin? We
I
haven't seen them at all.
know.
That's what I really cared about. I anticipated Thrawn getting back, obviously.
Oh!
Oh, she got it with Talzin's sword too? They're like, we gave the sword to the wrong person.
Morgan is dead.
She just got powers.
Done what was required.
She served her purpose.
757 here. Got
He used to do that, remember?
Yeah. I hope we get to see Balin.
They better show him. Like, we didn't see him at all. It was very Back to the Future episode 2.
Bye, zombies.
I just realized it's Back to the Future episode 2 instead of Back to the Future 2. I mean, that Star Wars mentality.
That means Shin and Balin are getting left.
Well, Balin wanted to stay.
Right. Shin?
Well, she's a stowaway.
Maybe she got on one of these.
I know you. Because I knew your master. I concluded your strategies would be similar. One wonders just how similar you might become.
Don't insinuate that. Don't insinuate that.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
Dang. They're gonna have to get back somehow later.
Yeah. Maybe they team up with Balin.
Yeah. Or Shin. I wonder if Ezra feels bad that, like, he just, like, left without them. I mean, not on purpose, but...
They literally just swap places with Ezra. Oh, the owl!
Those other ones?
The people that attacked him?
Samurai-looking...
Like, come here to conquer you.
I'm your leader.
Okay, Balin, here we go. This is what I want.
What?
That's like the father. That looks like the
Yeah.
father, the mustache and everything. Yes, the sister's missing, that's the
brother.
son.
I mean, the brother. Son, brother, same.
Same thing, yeah, whatever. Show the mother.
The sister is missing. Huh. Is that it?
Okay, we're just showing them get back here. Which planet is this? Dathomir?
Dathomir?
This is Ezra, I'm assuming. He probably took the stormtrooper or the night trooper outfit.
Yeah, and like just stole a ship. You could have taken off the helmet before you walked
I know.
down. then you wouldn't have had a risk.
Yeah.
Chopper knows. Oh,
It's like a dog.
I know. He can smell him.
Come on. You're just waiting way too long. Take off the mask.
Ahsoka and Sabine got left.
Hi, Hera.
Like, this is our life now. We live with hermit crabs. What if it's just Anakin calling out to him? Because that's like the rumor, right? That he's the father now? That's what he was supposed to be.
It's time to move on.
To what? Life with the hermit crabs?
You don't want to go try to stop Thrawn? Are they just
Like-
like entrusting Ezra to stop Thrawn?
Even Thrawn didn't give up, you know? It took him 10 years, but he still got back.
I'm kind of surprised she wouldn't want to go try to stop him. Like, y'all let him get away.
Nothing.
What? What was that?
Shadows in the starlight.
What does that mean?
I say jump to the world between worlds.
Shadows in the starlight. What is it?
The sister
Is it
or Anakin?
Is it more whales? Purgles? Shadows in the starlight. I'm trying to... Oh! Anakin. But like, what does that mean?
That was it?
No.
Oh my gosh, you could have gave us more. Like, I'm sorry, but you could have gave us more. Like, it was fine.
It wasn't like bad.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
But I mean, I expected
for a finale
more.
though.
Okay, honestly, the coolest part of the entire episode was Baylan standing right there in between the father and the son, and then like the missing head of the sister, which was interesting. I mean, maybe you could read into that or not, but it's not anything that different from what I expected. I really expected Thrawn to make it back to the galaxy.
Right.
And it wasn't, at least for me, out of the realm of possibility that somebody or all of them were going to be left here, and then they're going to have to find their way back. Ezra made it back. There's somebody there, I guess, in the other galaxy who could tell people there about Ahsoka and Sabine left in the other galaxy. Maybe find out a way to get back here. Obviously, Ezra can communicate with the Purgle, at least when they're present to him. So maybe that's a way to get back. But yeah, I just kind of wanted more, to be honest. Like, I feel like this doesn't really necessarily get you excited for what happens next in terms of like these main characters, except for Baylan. And unfortunately, Ray Stevenson passed away before even this season came out. So if they're going to continue his story, they're going to end up recasting his character.
Or they might just, not. I don't know.
I feel like they have to recast this character.
It's kind of tough.
It was left in a position where the story of Baylan was going to continue.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like Baylan's storyline was very, very important, obviously, because we didn't really get the reveal much. We got a tease. For what was going to happen. I think if this episode wouldn't have been the finale, like if it would have been more during the middle of the season, it would have been like, ooh, that was so cool, like look at all this is like what is getting set up and stuff, but like just for being a finale, I don't know, a
little lackluster. I just feel like not much happened throughout the season that we didn't necessarily think was going to happen in the first place. When we had the idea of Thrawn being in this other galaxy and him coming back to the regular galaxy, okay, that was pretty much alluded to. They're not just going to leave Thrawn over there if he's been like planning this for 10 years. We knew he was going to get back in some capacity. The only thing that really happened was he did get back. Ahsoka and Sabine switched places with Ezra.
And now they are like move on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're moving on. Like, I think they're just...
move on.
She said move on, which I think is, read into that whatever you will. But I do think that Ezra's going to do the exact same thing that Sabine did, like hold out hope and like actually be a little bit more proactive in trying to get them back because he knows where they're at.
But are we gonna have like a whole second season of him trying to go back to get to them?
No, you gotta speed up the timeline in that. Like, I feel like that's one of my critiques looking at this as a whole, is that the first 2 episodes were really kind of a setup for the story. I think for a lot of people who don't know the story of Rebels, and looking at this season, this series as a whole, I do feel like, if you didn't watch Rebels, a lot of things might go over your head. And honestly, Clone Wars too. Because for me, the biggest and most important part of this entire last episode was Baylan standing right there on like the hand of like the statue of the father and the son. Where if you didn't know who they were, then it just is over your head and you probably don't care as much. Anywhere close to as much as anybody who watched the animated show.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff with, like, Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra, a lot of it was kind of a continuation of Rebels, and, like, obviously, you can't say, like, oh, it was nothing new happened, because, like, obviously we got a new story involving those characters, but, like, it still was kind of the same stuff we kind of had been seeing, but, like, the stuff with Baylan, specifically, was more new stuff, like, we were kind of entering, even with the whole new galaxy aspect, like, we were entering kind of uncharted territory, not necessarily because, like, obviously the father and the brother and all that was already, like, kind of established, but, like, we were getting into, like, new potential, like, what else could happen, like, what's kind of new in Star Wars that we could see.
We kind of expected Thrawn to get back.
Right. I mean, like, he's gonna get back, but then, like, even then, okay, like, the end of the show ended and he just got back and like nothing really happened after that. Like, okay, what is he gonna do when he gets back? I mean, like, I guess they want us to wait for the next season or whatever.
I guess my big question here too is that I feel like it's going to run into the same problems that Marvel is running into now, which is if you don't watch the shows, you're gonna see like a movie based off of like Thrawn and the story that maybe not everyone watched. And if you're not watching this show, then you're going to be confused. Just like how you were if you were watching the show and you didn't watch Rebels and Clone Wars. Rebels more closely, but Clone Wars as well, too, because they didn't really touch on the father, the daughter, and the son aspect until like they got to the World Between Worlds aspect in the end of Rebels. That was more of a storyline in Clone Wars. So I wonder how that's going to play, and maybe it's just going to be another season. These things are supposed to connect, you know. Obviously, with Mandalorian and whatnot, the last season of Mandalorian was completely irrelevant. Like, I feel like nothing really was accomplished in that season. So maybe, I think that they're supposed to be continuing the Mandalorian too, so maybe the Mandalorian might intersect with the Ahsoka storyline. Honestly, that might be the only reason I might watch it, just because the last season was, like I said, completely irrelevant. Nothing really happened besides, you know, friggin' Moff Gideon and his clones, which, phew, that, you know, you expected so much more from the Moff Gideon storyline. But anyway, maybe that's like another way they can continue the story. But like I said, if you're not watching these shows, they make a movie about this following the storyline. I feel like not a lot of people are going to watch it. That's a stretch. I feel like you won't get the same feelings that you would get watching it if you didn't watch these shows. And I think if you have to tell people that you need to watch these shows to understand what's going to happen in this movie, I feel like they're setting themselves up for failure a little bit there. Just like if you tell people you have to watch the animated shows in order to really get all the aspects of Ahsoka, I feel like it's going to be even more so with a movie.
All in all, though, I did enjoy the show Ahsoka. Like, I think it did kind of fizzle out a little bit, but, like, I enjoyed it a lot. Like, I had a lot of fun watching it, like, especially early on. Like, I was super excited, and I feel like I haven't really felt that way in a long time watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
And, like, the visuals were really, really good also. I mean, yeah, I think it was just kind of like the end. But I mean, I don't know. It just sounds. I feel like a lot of people in the comments are gonna be like, "You hate Star Wars? Don't watch it." Like, obviously not. We love Star Wars. Stop it. But I don't know. I just didn't really like the ending that much of this one.
Yeah, I just think that there were some things there, but I keep going back to it. If you hadn't seen Clone Wars, the thing that was important to me was seeing Baylan right there with the father. And if you didn't watch it, it doesn't mean anything to you. So for me, I am excited about that. But everything else, it wasn't like anything I didn't expect going into the show. So there wasn't anything that was like super crazy that happened that made me like really super excited besides that. So, I mean, seeing like the Stormtroopers or the Dark Troopers, the Night Troopers come back as zombies was cool.
Seeing Anakin was cool.
Seeing Anakin was cool, yeah, for sure. Like, this show definitely had its moments. As a whole, I think it's better than Boba Fett. It's way better than Obi-Wan. Man, I think that... I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since we've seen The Mandalorian. The first season of The Mandalorian was really cool because you're like, okay, we're getting Star Wars again. And it actually kind of felt like Star Wars, unlike the sequels. The second season I thought was really cool. Obviously, it ended amazingly. Everybody loved how the second season of Mandalorian ended. Season 3 was complete ass. So I think that this season as a whole probably is right there with Mandalorian season 2. Definitely better than the other shows, like I said. But I mean, I'm gonna continue to watch it, you know, if they keep making it. And I'm really excited to see the whole dynamics with Baylan. Like I said, though, they're probably gonna end up recasting his character. So we'll see what his story ends up telling. But I think that when we were watching the Clone Wars, one of the coolest things that we saw were the father, Mortis, the son, the daughter. We've just recently learned some lore about like the mother, Abeloth. You can look into that if you really want to. I mean, we were just kind of looking into it. So we've just kind of started getting into the surface of who that character was.
Technically non-canonical lore, but it's pretty interesting if you're curious.
But if they end up like adapting some capacity of that into the actual, I guess, canon, like it's an interesting character for sure. Cool story. But I mean, I don't know if that is what they're going with. If it's Anakin, if he's taking on the role of the father, which if you watch Clone Wars, he was kind of meant to. I think that's really cool to have Anakin just be here in that capacity going forward. That means he could always kind of just like drop in and like have a little bit of tidbit of information. But the way they even did that whole Anakin scene in the World Between Worlds, they left it very ambiguous to think like, okay, is he actually in the World Between Worlds or is it just in Ahsoka's mind? They didn't really confirm it or deny it. Either way, Ahsoka still learned that lesson.
Yeah, and that helped her character develop, but...
Seeing like the flashbacks of Clone Wars were really cool, but again, it just didn't really advance the plot like that I really had hoped for. But then going into this, I don't really know what I fully expected, you know? Because I feel like if anything was going to happen that was like crazy, really amazing, like epic battles, like that was probably going to take place in a movie. Because that's the Heir to the Empire trilogy, I feel like deserves that type of, you know, treatment. Unlike, you know, a Disney Plus show where not as many eyeballs are probably going to be on it.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.